guys, welcome back to the Charlton Athletic Career Mode. I am very excited for today's episode. Last time, guys, we managed to secure our place in the Championship for the 2021-2022 season. I think that's correct. We're in the Championship, guys. We're back sort of where Charlton belong, I would say, at the moment. And we are looking decent. We're going to have a quick look at our squad. This is going to change because there are a few players that are going to leave because of contract expiring, stuff like that. Also, guys, as of the date I'm recording this, there's a fair few news articles that have come out in real life, and a number of players that maybe one or two you see even on your screen right now may be leaving the Valley very soon. So we've got to consider that. But guys, here we are. We've got this pre-season tournament all ready to go here. Charlton are in the same group here as Rosenborg, Molde, and VfL Bochum, a team that I actually quite often in the past, since I've been recording these sort of sub-series from like FIFA 17, a team that I raid a fair bit, to be fair. And I feel like we're probably only going to be threatened by Rosenborg, but I can't be too cocky. You know, we might have a few tough games in that one. But guys, if we advance a little bit of time, I have a feeling we're going to see a fair few players leave the club. It should be like the likes of Pratley, I think Bogle, but we'll see. It's taken a while to simulate, but we're going to have a look what notifications come up right off the bat. I think it should be this date where players leave. Yeah, there we go. Pratley has departed. You've just seen that pop up. Bogle has also departed. And we have also, guys, we've got a transfer budget increase. So our transfer budget for this season, ahead of the Championship season, is 12.7 million. That's very good for the Championship, guys. Now, I have a few transfers in mind already. There's a number of players that I could maybe get on a free transfer that I've been having a look at, and also maybe a couple of players that I want to sign. So I've got like 4 or 5 players in mind. We're going to get into that soon. So we've got a transfer offer as well for Washington, 660k, and I think that's potentially a Portuguese or Brazilian team. I don't actually know. But let's actually move on to the departures first. So Bogle has departed. He joins Sandhausen on a free contract. Pratley hasn't retired and he has gone to Jagiellonia. So how does that leave our squad? We'll come back to that transfer offer for Washington. Let's quickly go to the squad. You can see Oztumer as well. He has returned to the Valley and we have immediately transfer listed him. But let's have a look at this squad right now. So with those departures that we just discussed in mind, this is how we're looking before any signings have been made. It's solid. It really is solid. I think we probably need a new goalkeeper, probably a championship, like a top-end Championship quality centre mid to come in and rotate with Gilby and Forster-Caskey. Probably a couple of strikers as well. And I'm thinking about moving Williams back to CAM to compete with Maddison and, of course, Albie Morgan down here. And then maybe sign a winger with a little bit more pace, because we've got Williams out here, 69 pace. We've got Crowley on the other side, 75 pace. My wingers aren't the fastest. Of course, we're training Doughty, but he's not ready to be like a top-end Championship winger quite yet. Here are the reserves then, of course. We've got a decently sized squad. A lot of youngsters that we've brought up from the youth academy, which, as I've said in the past, it's a thing that you do want to see at Charlton, you know, bringing youth talent through. We've been doing it for season after season, really, so that is something we definitely want to continue. But that is the squad, guys. We're probably going to have to look at, a couple more strikers, a goalkeeper, and a centre mid, as well as maybe a defender or two. So going on to what I was saying about in regards to players that are going to be leaving in real life, it looks like Deji Oshilaja may be leaving in real life. Also potentially Dylan Levitt, which we'll kind of have to ignore because we've signed him permanently now. But I guess we could sell him, but it wouldn't be ideal. And I think 1 or 2 more. I think maybe actually just 1 more, and that is George Lapsley. Oh, and Oztumer was actually the other one. So those 4 players, Lapsley, Oztumer, Levitt, and Oshilaja, we may have to sort of force an exit for those boys. So it looks like there's going to be a big old makeover in the squad ahead of this Championship season. We need to up the quality, we need to up the competition, and I've got a few things in mind. Let's see what happens. Before we get into this game, our first game of the pre-season tournament against Molde, I actually think I want to make maybe 1 or 2 signings. So, let's have a look at some of the players that I've sort of shortlisted in my head. So, having looked on the free agents market, I found a fair few players that we could cop for free. It just depends on whether we can agree a wage with them, and also, of course, whether they actually want to join us. So, Marco van Ginkel, once of Chelsea on loan to Stoke. He had a fantastic season a couple of seasons ago. Generally just a very high quality player, especially for the Championship. We're going to try our luck to sign him. Is he interested in coming into negotiations? It looks like we are at least going to be able to get into the office with him. So this would be an unreal free signing for our centre midfield position. Let's see if we can make something happen here. So here's the thing, guys. I have no idea what Marco van Ginkel's wages are going to be like. I guess he's just come from either Chelsea or like PSV or Ajax or someone. I really can't remember. Now in my head, something's telling me 40 or 50k here. I'm going to go with 40k because we can always maybe try and sign him again if he rejects us. Let's give him also a 50 grand signing on bonus. And I think he might reject us, maybe. We might be way off. I really don't know. We'll go for it. Oh, we maybe went in too high there. Look, we've got him on 40k. We'll take it right now. He's probably going to be our highest rated player, although I actually don't know his rating. In my head, I'm thinking like 76, maybe 75, which would be outstanding for the Charlton squad. It would easily be the best rated player in the squad. Actually, Crowley's up there as well, isn't he? Purrington's actually almost up there as well. So what is he? He's a 75 rated. That's very, very good. 28 years old, of course, Dutch. But that massively, massively strengthens us. If that was to happen in real life, if Charlton got promoted, I think we'd see a few happy faces and a few happy Charlton fans. Our next best player in centre mid in the reserves here is George Lapsley as well. So I think what we do is we put him on the bench for Levitt right now. We probably put Van Ginkel straight in there. We could even captain him, to be honest. But a 75 rated centre mid to go straight into our starting 11 for the Championship, that automatically strengthens us a lot. Also, Ehlers has gone up to a 69 there, which I didn't even realise. So that's also very good. And so in terms of striking options, guys, of course we have Mikhail Kaufmann. Of course, as well, we have Chuck Sanike. Beyond that, though, now that Bogle and potentially Washington are going to leave as well, we would only have Josh Davison. So is that enough diversity? Is that enough strength in depth up front for the Championship? I don't think so. Now, I've spotted a few players here. Berahino, Charlie Austin, Tony Watt could even make a return. Connor Wickham, Boya Baston as well. There's a few players here that really do take my interest. It would take about 30 days, I think it said, to scout a lot of these boys. So I think we're going to have to probably just sort of like wing it and guess what these ratings are. So the two that are really piquing my interest are both Sadio Berahino, who can play CAM and left mid as well. And the other one is probably Baston. I kind of like the look of Connor Wickham, but sort of by default, because he used to play for Palace, I'm sort of less interested in him. Although, of course, Johnny Williams did come from Palace. But I think Baston and Berahino, if we can get both those boys in the team, we might be looking at a very strong front line. And of course, Mikhail Kaufmann will still be our sort of main focal point, depending on the ratings of these two boys, I guess. But I think that he's probably got the most growth ahead of him, Kaufmann. But it's good to have competition. Anike, Berahino, Baston and Kaufmann would be a great four strikers to have in the Championship. So let's see if we can get a deal done for either of these boys. So guys, we did manage indeed to get a deal done for Sadio Berahino. He comes in, he's 72 rated. Very, very interesting. Let's actually move myself over to the top left so you can see his face. There he is in all his glory, Sadio Berahino. I think he's pretty quick, pretty good finisher, all-round nifty player for the Championship. So you can see there he's got good dribbling, good shooting, not as good pace as I expected, but still good pace. A little bit of versatility in his positional play as well. He's got a 4-star weak foot, which is always good. Low defensive work rate, which I actually quite like on a striker. He's worth 2.5 million and he's 27 years old. I think that's a pretty cute signing. We know this boy can score goals. I mean, Liverpool wanted him at one point, along with, I think, Loic Remy at the time. I think they ended up getting Balotelli in that little fiasco. But Sadio Berahino, I think Charlton will be a great fit for him this season. We'll also sort out the squad numbers as well, because I noticed a few of the players are probably looking to move number. So I think for now, guys, we've made those two signings. I've still got one eye on Borja Baston as well, but I think we can probably quite safely get into this this game here against Mulder. So let's do that. So this is how we're going to line up. We have captained Marco van Ginkel for this one. We'll see how that fares. I did notice he's got the injury-prone trait as well on him, so that could be frustrating. Hopefully it doesn't affect us too much. I know Johnny Williams also has it, and he didn't, get injured at all last season. But let's go in for a quick sim at home against Mulder, and hopefully we pull something out of the bag here. 1-1 draw. Not the best. Van Ginkel did score, though, as well as Brynhildsen for Mulder. So that's actually not a great result. we probably need to take more care then in the next 2 fixtures, maybe do the actual proper sim so we can jump in, because I do want that prize money. So we did accept the offer from that team, Famalicão, for Washington. We've also got a loan to buy option here to get rid of George Lapsley. Now this, as I said, is one of the players that actually did get mentioned as maybe leaving in January in real life. So let's go into the negotiations, see what they're going to offer us. It looks like we can maybe get like 500-600k for him at the end of his deal. But yeah, let's see. I think it's a Turkish team after him right now. So I want 600k for him when all is said and done. Let's have a look and see if they're happy to go with that. Okay, so they're going to pay 600k for George Lapsley. They get him on loan for the season, so I guess that just means we can potentially cancel it if we really want to. So he's going to go off, I think that's to the Turkish league, I think. And he's going to spend a season with Kayserispor. 4-year deal he's got at Charlton right now, but I think it's going to be off to the Turkish league for 600k at the end of this season for George Lapsley. That does make us, again, a little bit short in midfield. Also, I've just noticed this. We wanted to thank you for helping reach a significant brand exposure target. People saying good things about us. We've elevated our profile, basically. Fair play. I guess signing Van Ginkel and Berahino was a very good thing for that. So, yeah, good stuff. I think we're starting to look more championship ready now. I mean, most of the players are 70 rated, and if not very close to 70 rated. It's just a goalkeeper, maybe another centre-back, and maybe a striker as well. Although we have got Berahino, who's a 72, currently on the bench. So, looking good. And there is confirmation that Connor Washington has gone to FC Famalicão. For 660k, we get 475k added to the transfer budget. He actually served us well in the first season. It is a shame to see Washington go. He's also doing pretty well in real life. But his rating was just very limited when you also consider his age on this game. So I think that was a good move in the end. Listen, guys, I know that Tanganga rejected us last season, but you have to respect the man's professionalism when he's just basically saying, I'm not going from Tottenham, who are like top 6 Premier League, down to League 1 just because I'm maybe not featuring in Tottenham's first team all the time. So I respect him, you know, he had a bit of self-respect. We can't hold it against him. And if he does want to come to us now, I'm willing to put that behind me. Tanganga would be a absolutely phenomenal signing for us. We might have to pay pretty much all of our transfer money to get him in the club, but I think it might be worth it. So we're going to go for it. We'll offer like 7 mil to begin with and see what happens. Oh, straight away, Jose Mourinho has said 7 mil plus a 5% sell-on clause is reasonable. So they were not too desperate to keep a hold of him. It did tell us that up to 11 million was what we might have to pay, but we've managed to get him for 7, hopefully. If we can agree his personal terms, that is some really good business done at the beginning of this transfer window, and that is at least 4 million still left in the bank for future signings, which is perfect. So he wants 23k wage and then 640k after 25 appearances. That's all right. Maybe I'll just negotiate the wage a tiny bit. We'll get him down to 20 and see if he accepts that. And, oh no, he won't budge on it. Okay, that's fine. We'll do that. Tanganga, we don't want to mess about with him too much. He's going to be pretty much the star player at the club, or one of maybe 3 or 4 now. And guys, that is already an amazing amount of strength that we've added to Charlton right now. So it looks like Oshilaja is going to step out of the starting lineup, make way for Japhet Tanganga down here. And then if we put Berahino on the bench, unfortunately for Chuks and Nike right now, who's unfortunate to miss out. Like, if that's our strongest rated 11 right now, and my God, that is looking so good for the championship. Probably still a goalkeeper and maybe a winger short, maybe even a CAM, but I still think we can probably get top 6 with this squad. But we still do plan to strengthen. So, for some reason, I thought we had like 4 million. It looks like we've only got about 1 million, yeah, with a 15k wage budget. So I guess that's down to the wages of Tanganga, Berahino and Van Ginkel as well. But I mean, we are looking strong. Maybe we'll look at moving some players on, maybe earning some more money that way. Of course, also winning this tournament will give us some more money. And hopefully then we can do some more business towards the back end of this window. But for now, I'm pretty happy with the squad going into this pre-season tournament. And we've now got VfL Bochum, who hopefully we can now beat. So we're going to sim this match. We've made a few changes based on fatigue. So we bring in the likes of Forster Kasky for Van Hinkel. We bring Albie Morgan in at CAM. We also bring in Berahino up front. And I can't remember if we played him or Kaufman last time. We also bring in Doughty on the left wing as well. So let's see if we can get the better of these Germans. It's been a pretty scrappy game so far. I'd say Bochum have probably had slightly the better of the possession. They've got a chance in the box here. Good block there. I think it was actually from Tanganga, the new signing in the end. So he's already shown his worth. Albie Morgan picks the ball up, plays it out to some space. That's good. And we do get the ball into the feet of Dan Crowley, who switches it, and it goes out of play. Here come... Oh, it's a good save that from Ben Amos in goal. That was a good chance for Bochum. It looks like they are probably having the better of the possession, the better of the chances as well. We haven't really had anything clear-cut. So maybe we need to jump in here at half-time. Let's see. Oh, it looks like that could be a goal-scoring opportunity. And again, good save from Ben Amos. They've had 2 or 3 good chances now, Bochum. I think... Oh, and there's another one. I think we are probably going to have to jump in, guys, at half-time. Maybe a chance here, though. Morgan into Forster Kasky. Oh, straight through. Oh, I think we've hit the bar there with Berahino. Either the bar or the post. So at least we've made a chance on the sim. But I still think that Bochum are having the better of the play. And they've dispossessed us again. Luckily, though, we are saved by the half-time whistle. We are going to jump in, guys. We are going to play the second half of this game. See if we can beat Bochum here. Naruse pokes it infield to Alex Gilby. Little simple pass to Morgan. Straight through that gap from... Oh, Ayler's picked out the wrong pass there. Don't know if that was Ayler's or the game or me or what. But that is not the pass I wanted. Gilby shifts it onto his left. It's again the wrong pass, but we managed to get it. Morgan putting in some good pressing work there. Morgan in the box again now. Oh, and he tried a little bit of trickery to get past the Bochum defender, and it's cleared. Naruse now to Crowley. Look at that gap, and Chibsa is there. The Naruse gets on the end of it. No one's moving for me. Straight through the middle. Bang! Oh, it's a good goal, and it is Albie Morgan with it. What a bit of space that he eventually worked for himself there, Albie Morgan, to make himself available for the pass and to eventually stick it past the keeper. Naruse, great bit of acceleration past his man, got into the box. No one was moving for him. Then all of a sudden, Albie just dropped back into a bit of space, uses his left foot to hammer it through and into the back of the net for 1-0 to Charlton. And finally, we're not in our Charlton kit anymore as the manager, but we'll see how long that lasts. Another chance here, Morgan looking to release. Oh, he was meant to look for Crowley there. Eventually, it does fall to Berahino, who could maybe chip it inside here. Oh, that's a great ball from Berahino. That is promising if he's going to pull things like that off. And Gilby finishes it very neatly for 2-0 Charlton. What a bit of vision there by Berahino, and I guess that's why he can drop into CAM and also drop to left midfield, because he does have that pass in him. That eye for a pass as well. Look at that. His back was to the player he actually eventually found, and he still managed to execute that pass to perfection. And Gilby, all he had to do was take a touch, bury it past the keeper, and he did just that. Very good from Berahino, and I'm excited to use him in the Championship this season if that's what he's capable of. Another chance here. It's Dan Crowley who's timed his run to perfection there into Berahino, hopefully, who can bury it for his first goal. And it's actually Tanganga. What was he doing there? I thought that was Berahino, but it was Tanganga who jumped in there. The number 6 carried on his run, and his header was just wide. It was Berahino over on the left-hand side there. Tanganga almost putting Charlton 3-0 up if he had a little bit more accuracy on that header. Double switch now. We're going to bring off Ehlers just for fatigue purposes. We're also going to bring off Crowley. And on comes Ryan Innes at centre-back for the last 20 minutes. And also our youngster Pearson, who, since we promoted him to the senior squad, hasn't featured that much. But he does have a fair bit more pace, I think, than Crowley. Or at least a little bit more pace. So we're going to see what he's all about for this last 20 minutes. Tanganga through to Pearson. Knocks it inside to Gilby. And we're going to try and find Pearson again. And Pearson, if he can... Oh, great first-time pass. And this could be an assist already if Albie Morgan can get a second. And he can. Great volley from Albie Morgan. 3-0 to Charlton. And that was Pearson showing us that he is ready to be that backup right winger for Dan Crowley this season. I mean, he's only a 62 rated, the young Swede. But look at that first-time lofted through ball. Actually quite a similar goal to the one we scored when Berahino made that sort of similar pass. I think our second goal of the game that was. But what a finish. Albie Morgan with his second of the game. And look, we've signed all these new, shiny new players. And it's Albie Morgan, the Charlton Academy product, who has shown up and has been the man on form for us today. Ryan Innes, great tackle. Purrington switching the play. Pearson doesn't quite get there. Naruse, though, great header. Very solid from Naruse, that. Gilby picks up the loose ball. Finds Pearson again, who, as I said, has probably the most pace of any of our current wingers. And he's showing it here. And what's he going to do with it? He's going to switch it over to his left foot. Is he going to find... Oh, I meant to find Berahino there, but it's gone back to Morgan. Never mind, though. We might find Morgan for his hat-trick. And away it is. So here's Emil Persson again. And that is the full-time whistle, guys. Bochum 0, Charlton 3. We had to take matters into our own hands after that opening draw in the group stage. We now sit on 4 points, which means I'm fairly comfortable to sim that last game, quick sim it, and hopefully we'll still get through to the knockouts. Hopefully this game has done wonders for the boys' form and confidence, match sharpness and all the rest of it. And Albie Morgan, the thing that pleased me most about that game was that Albie Morgan is saying, boss, I know we've stepped up a league, I know I'm young, I know I've only just started to prove myself, but if Marcus Maddison ain't on it, I am here and I am ready. A 9.6 rating there from the boy Albie Morgan, and all round very, very good. Person impacted the game as well when he came on over in that right wing. He got an 8.3. The back line did fantastically well. Everybody did very well, really. Another great performance. Guys, Ben Purrington is up to a 74 rated left back. He's 25, but it looks like now his growth is maybe stuttering a bit, as it's going to take pretty much 2 years for him to get up to a 75 rated. So it's good that he's got up to this point, and I think he's going to be very solid in the Championship. But I think maybe we're going to have to start looking at Martson now. Is Martson going to catch up Purrington's rating? I hope so. Also, George Lapsley has agreed that 1-year loan move over to Kayserispor, and it says will immediately return as soon as his loan expires, but it looks like he has actually agreed that fee, and if they exercise that option, they can buy him. So we've got a +5 goal difference on Mulder. I don't really see them getting that back, but I guess it is possible. Maybe we'll err on the side of caution and do an actual sim with this one. We'll rotate the squad a tiny bit and get into it. So we'll make a couple of changes here. Ryan Inniss, Martson, and I think also Johnny Williams are the only changes. Oh, and Maddison comes back in as well. So still a very strong squad. A little bit of a rating drop off perhaps at the back, but hopefully Tanganga makes up for that with just his sheer dominance, that 73 rated centre-back we've got in there. So hopefully we can at least not lose this. If we don't lose it, I think we're through. Struggling to put anything together here, and they have taken the lead through Hulse. And poor from us, really poor. We just gave possession away in the middle of the park. Look at all of our ratings down in the mud on like 6.1s to 6.5s. We need to step up here. We need to step our game up. Williams keeping possession here to Gilby. Come on, play a key pass. Play a key pass. Here we go. And we've been tackled. In here, Rosenborg again. It's going to be 2-0 to them. Wow. Adegbenro there with the goal. This is tough. This is tough. Little break perhaps for Charlton here. Nice bit of football between the attacking players. Now they need to just make sure we don't lose the ball like we have every other attack. I think actually we haven't had a shot, and they've had 3. In the box now, I think Williams is offside there. What? That was very, very poor. We're going to have to jump in again, guys, and a comeback is going to be necessary here. It genuinely could be 3 here if they can get this cross off. Hopefully they can't. Rosenborg have been all over us in this game. Luckily for us, the half-time whistle comes. Let's jump in. Ryan Inniss done fantastically well there. Can he release? Who is this? I don't actually know. It's Maddison to Saido Berahino, who gets his goal finally. Saido Berahino. I say finally, it's his second game for us, I think. Second or third. And that was really good work between Maddison and Berahino. Nice release to Maddison, and he was just always going to find Berahino once he got it in that sort of position. That was brilliant as well. That all started from Ryan Inniss, who, guys, I know is only a 66 rated centre-back, but I do rate him. He's huge, he's so strong, he's so tall, and I just think he's going to be a good asset to us from set pieces and stuff like that potentially throughout the season at some point or another. But there we go. There's the first back of hopefully plenty. Another chance here for Rosenborg. Oh, but that's Inniss again with his massive slab head, who gets that away. Still danger though, it's Hulse. Oh, I thought that was going to be a tackle from Martson. Eventually they work it round him. But they just keep playing these little balls. Are they going to get the cross in? Of course he's going to turn. This is FIFA 21 we're talking about here. Oh, he's actually turned me, and he's put a terrible cross in. Inniss just going to knock that to Van Hinkel, who's, oh, look at that pass. We have not had really a passer like that in our ranks, and that instantly makes me happy to have Van Hinkel. Look at that as well. Oh, unlucky, unlucky. Here's Naruse. Oh, he's beaten. Henriksen picks up the ball. Sprinting towards the box, but he turns out wide. The chipped pass comes in. Henriksen picks it up, and Innis again there to turn it away for a corner. Innis has been my man of the match so far. We're going to make a substitution. Williams comes off. On comes Mikhail Kaufmann. We're going to see how Berahino does out on the left. And Kaufmann, I think, in that centre is hopefully going to be a nuisance in the last 20-30 minutes of this game. Tanganga waiting for runners. Martsen's off on his bike. And I think we're going to find him as well. Oh, we haven't. We found Berahino out on this left-hand side. Berahino keeps running. And the base keeps running. And he's been tackled. And yeah. It's a good tackle, actually. So we've gone 4-2-4 here. 15 game minutes left. We are going to see Alex Gill be replaced by Dylan Levitt, who we know can impact games. He's a great all-round midfielder for us. What can he do for us here? He's on the ball. Little step over and finds Berahino, who's now up front, along with Kaufmann. That's a good interception by Valsvik there. Can we keep the pressure on, though? Can we keep the pressure on? We're going to carry on team pressing. And it's actually worked, because we've got possession back with Dylan Levitt. Into Van Hinkel. Berahino, great link up. Kaufmann's going to turn. Oh, Van Hinkel is in the box still. He turns, and I thought that, again, that could have been a foul. But in the end, I guess a good challenge. Naruse with the throw. Dan Crowley into Berahino. And it was a poor pass from Berahino because Kaufmann was away. I think this might be the last opportunity for either side. And it's going to come to Rosenborg, who, wow, make the most of their opportunity, and it's 3-1, and I don't know if we are going to make it through the group stages in this tournament. It was the sim that dicked us, because I mean, we're technically drawing 1-1 in the gameplay that I've played, but the sim just hasn't been kind to us in this particular instance, and it looks like that's going to be the full-time, if not the full-time score, we're definitely going to get the loss. I mean, we could get a consolation here. Kaufmann. And, yeah, no, we can't even work it through their defence, guys. Rosenborg were a formidable opponent there, and we have got the loss. And I think, you know, we may have been overtaken, but we'll soon find out. I don't know if they do it from head-to-head or by goal difference, but I want to get them in the final to get our revenge now. Ratings-wise, we did okay. I mean, Naruse had a slightly poor game. Madison wasn't up to his usual standards, although I think he got an assist. Yeah, he did. But apparently the rating was not very good for him in the end. And yeah, everybody did average with the exception of Innis, who was my man of the match. Berahino, maybe to an extent Tanganga as well. Wow, okay, lucky for us, we did make it through to the semi-finals, guys. So we've got Vitesse, who are the Chelsea sort of Chelsea feeder club? Is that what you call them? Like they just send all their loans out to Vitesse. Hopefully Rosenborg beat Paderborn, so that we can get them in the final, and hopefully, of course, we beat Vitesse. But that will be something for the next episode, guys. So I'm pretty happy with the signings we made. We need to just have a little bit more time for these boys to all gel together and that sort of thing. We've still maybe got a couple more million sitting there once we ship a few players. So still not ruling out any further transfers. Maybe a goalkeeper, as I said. But we'll find out. We'll find out in due course, guys. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying the Charlton Athletic Career Mode as much as I'm enjoying playing it. And yeah, leave a like on the video if you have enjoyed it, guys. I'll see you next time. See you later.